Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another Tyranid Learning Curve, and we're looking at another HQ choice, and as you can see in front of you there, it's Old One Eye. So this is one of the special characters in the HQ choice. So effectively there's no upgrades or any other abilities that you can take apart from what he already has. Now, it's probably fair to say that Old One Eye, which has recently been moved from the heavy support choice into the HQ choice selection, is probably the worst HQ choice available to us. Now, having said that, I'm feeling quite positive about Old One Eye because having recently had the model and painted it, I've been forcing myself to use it, and I have to say I've had a lot of fun with him. So let's have a look at its stats, and we'll have a chat from there. So Old One Eye is 220 points. He effectively is a glorified Carnifex. Stats wise, he's weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3. He's strength 10, he's toughness 6 with 4 wounds, initiative 2 with 4 attacks, he's leadership 8 and he has a 3+ save. So effectively he's 1 more strength, he has 1 more attack, 1 more to his leadership over a Carnifex. He comes complete with Crushing Claws and Scything Talons. So of course that's 2 weapons. He does get an extra attack for 2 weapons. The Crushing Claws will, well, I mean it's basically +1 to strength, but he's already strength 10. AP2, it is already AP2, but he does have Armor Bane with that. So strength 10, Armor Bane, he's probably our most competent vehicle killer. Assuming you can get him close to a vehicle. He has Thresher Tau, the Scythe Tau, so that's basically, it gives him 1 extra attack, although it's only stats of strength 4, AP 4, little melee attack, but still it is an extra attack. And being a Carnifex type creature, he has the Living Battery Ram rule, which gives him D3 Hammer and Wrath attacks. So again, if you can actually get the charge on someone, D3 attacks, Hammer and Wrath, bearing in mind that is an AP2, and then you get your, well, be 4 attacks base, 1 for 2 weapons, 1 for the charge, so 6 attacks, plus you get your Thresher Tail attack. Pretty decent. Okay, yeah, it's initiative 2. The Crushing Claws, they are unwieldy, but doesn't affect monstrous creatures, so they'll be going at initiative 2 with those Crushing Claws. But when he goes in with his attacks, with his Crushing Claws and Scything Talons, he does have the Berserk Rampage special rule. Now this is a great little special rule. So for every successful hit in close combat that he does, he immediately gains an extra attack. That does exclude his tail attack, so it's just for those Crushing Claws. But that's really good right there as a special rule. That really helps him get past that weapon skill 3. Now he does have adaptive armour, so yeah, that's his Warlord trait, which he automatically has, which gives him Feel No Pain after his first wound at the beginning of the next turn. So assuming that you don't totally die, you do get Feel No Pain. And yes, he automatically has regeneration, which is a very nice ability to have. Obviously it's priced within the points, 220 points. It's not exactly cheap, especially if you compare him to maybe a normal Carnifex. But yeah, that's basically Old One Eye. So as I said, arguably the worst creature around. He doesn't have any Synapse ability. He's pretty expensive, especially compared to a Carnifex. Yes, he does have a few extra bits and pieces, but like I said, I've had a lot of fun with him. So why I've had a lot of fun? Well, in my Nidzilla list, I've been using Old One Eye as one of my HQ choices in one of the detachments, because obviously I've taken 2 detachments, so I can basically fill out as much as I can with HQ with monstrous creatures. And in that list, Old One Eye's actually performed really well. Now, the reason why he's performed really well is because I've had other more threatening creatures on the table. So I'm taking Old One Eye in that list, A, because I've got the model, and B, because I want to get as many monstrous creatures into the list as I can. But I am finding he is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because when you do get him into close combat, he's actually pretty good. He's got a good number of attacks, he's got a nice high strength, obviously got good AP, and you know, he's got D3 Hammer and Wrath attacks. It's all just sort of good fun stuff. He's got the regeneration, and if he's your warlord, he's got Feel No Pain. And that's all fun stats. That's fun stuff to do on the table. And now in the Nidzilla list, like I said, I've got other stuff there. So maybe I've got a couple of Trigons, a Trigon Prime, a Toxicrene, you know, stuff which is potentially going to attract more attention. 2 Flyrants flying forward, some stuff coming in from reserve. You know, there's lots of other distraction units there that Old One Eye almost can get ignored. And that's probably where I've had the success with him, because I think it's probably fair to say, if you just took Old One Eye as your HQ, said, right, there's my HQ, here's my Gribblies, my little Gribblies, here's my warriors, you know, and just got some basic stuff there, your opponent's going to look at Old One Eye and say, yeah, I'm going to shoot him. And he's going to put in his last cannons, he's going to put in his missiles, and he's going to kill you. And like I said, he's only got 4 wounds. So with a 3+ save, 4 wounds, okay, you've got your Feel No Pain there. But, you know, if you get blasted first turn with some last cannons, you know, you're going to die. So I think that's one key thing, is to have other stuff on the table that distracts your opponent. Now, I said right at the beginning that this guy is probably our best, certainly high armoured tank killer. So, you know, things like land raiders and stuff, this guy can take them on quite easily. And of course, now we've got the Tyrannocyte, the drop pod, available to us, then that is something that potentially we could exploit. So if we put Old One Eye into a pod, and we can pod him down in a almost safe position, you know, we've got an opportunity to take out some heavy tanks. You know, the Cassalist, ideal for you know, getting into the back ranks and taking out that type of tank. Maybe a Land Raider sitting at the back there with those last cannons, you know, shooting your Trigons and stuff. It gives you an option to deep strike in. Yes, you've got to survive 1 turn of shooting. But again, that is another option. I have to say I've not used it like that, but that is one way that I'm considering using him, because that's what he's best at. He's best at taking out vehicles. He's pretty decent at taking out troops as well, but vehicles is where he sort of, as I said, comes into his own. So I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I know he's got a bad rep, and on paper you can see why he's got a bad rep. And in certain lists I can see how he would perform poorly, but like anything, get it in the right list, get the right tactics behind it, and it can work. And I've found personally he's worked really well in the Nidzilla list that I play, and as I said, potentially an option to put him in a pod and go sort of tank hunting. So if you are in a tank environment, that could be potential option. So I wouldn't rule him out totally. And like I said, he's certainly one of those fun units that we have in the Codex. I really love playing him. He's an awesome model, and although I know people don't like it, I'm actually going to give Old One Eye a big thumbs up. It's a great Tyranid unit. Not the best, not tactically sound, but an awesome, fun, great little unit. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.